Was sliced in half. This duplex is located on St. Patrick's Street in Toronto, and apparently in the 1950s.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my reaction channel. My name is Brittany if you are new here, and today, guys, we're here for another reaction. Of course, we're gonna be checking out top 10 bizarre homeowners who refuse to move. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this interesting video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe at the end, turn on your post notifications, and give this a big thumbs up. All right?
A family in China to the homeowner that inspired the Disney movie Up. There are many strong-willed homeowners that will refuse to sell their house, even for millions. I'm Melissa Melody, your host, and here are your top 10 bizarre
Please give me millions.
Homeowners who
I will give you my house.
I
don't have a house, but I'll give it to you.
Lou Bogan. Lou Bogan is a duck farmer who lives in China, and him and his wife are the only people that withheld from selling their house to the government. Their neighborhood was demolished to make way for a highway that heads to a newly built train station outside of the city of Wenling in the province of Zhejiang.
That is just
Allegedly, the family was asked to relocate from their somewhat falling apart house, but decided not to as the government offered them a less than fair compensation. So they stayed. And guess what? The highway was actually built around them.
But what?
Whoa, so crazy that this is even real life. Apparently, people see this house as a symbol of resistance to the local officials accused of offering a small compensation to vacate neighborhoods for development projects. And at number 9
they have a strong will.
Tokyo Narita. This story is fascinating to me, and I can't believe it's real, but it is. You may not know this, but Tokyo Narita is an airport in Japan that was actually built around farmland. Fully functioning farmland, as in people are literally farming still till this day, and around them is the airport where planes fly in and out every single day. A man named Takao Shiko runs the farm today, but his father is the original owner who refused to sell in the 60s. The family was offered $1.7 million at the time, and they still refused. And at number 8 spot, we have the Toronto
$1.7 million, and then just picture it in the 60s. $1.7 million offered in the 60s to sell that land. $1.7 million in the 60s could probably do more for you than it could now. Take the land. Take the land. I understand, though. Farming is important, okay? Maybe not, okay? Brittany, it's for the farm life. It's for the farm life.
Oh, duplex. There is a duplex in Toronto that is actually sliced in half. You heard me right. It was sliced in half. This duplex is located on St. Patrick's Street in Toronto, and apparently in the 1950s, the owner refused to sell it to a developer who apparently bought all of the neighboring properties for development. So what did the developer do? He sliced the duplex in half. And at number 7 spot, we have Randall Acker. This one feels a little cruel. This man named Randall Acker did not want to sell his small, very quaint-looking Queen Anne Victorian home in downtown Portland. So what did the developers do? The developers built a university residence hall around it. Imagine how loud it is there. I bet you there is partying and loud music till 3 a.m. every night. Well, I hope not. And also, I really hope the students are extra kind to this man, because damn, that was a mistake.
I hope they treat him like...
I wonder if he regrets this decision. I wonder if they told him what they were planning on building even before they began. In our number 6 spot, we have Ring Road. There's an apartment building and a house in Guangzhou, China that refused to sell their property to road developers. They definitely got together and made a pact to have each other's backs, and I live for this. So what did the developers do? They built a ring-like highway around the properties. From a perspective from above, it actually looks extremely pleasing to the eye.
I was about to say, it looks really cool.
I'm sure their houses are significantly louder now that they are surrounded by a highway.
I mean,
in our number 5 spot, we have the Yorkshire Motor Home. There is a home in Yorkshire, England, where my family is from, fun fact, where you will find an 18th century farmhouse perched between 2 highway lanes, or as the Brits call it, motorways. The house became famous when the original owner, Ken Wild, refused to sell it to the developers. The family did end up selling it when Ken passed away in 2004, and the family went on to say that selling it wasn't necessarily the issue, just building a highway in that area was. Also, the house dates back to 1737, so that really would have been a shame to take down a historical.
Y'all fighting for y'all house commercial. Y'all fighting for y'all house that is in the middle
well,
of that.
sadly, even with protests, that didn't stop the developers from building the highway in that area. They just built it around the property. The new owners have gone on to say that, quote, the noise does affect me as I am quite noise sensitive. It's the sort of thing that if you are having a bad day, the noise is the last.
Why did you buy it if you're noise sensitive? If you are sensitive to noise, this house is for sale. You see us in the middle of two highways. Let's buy it.
Straw, but it's not going away. I totally understand. I used to live by a highway, and it was very loud. So I
wonder if they sold it for like a very low price, and that's why those people bought it.
Austin Springs was a homeowner in Washington, D.C., who was absolutely adamant that he would not sell his home. So much so that he was even offered $3 million to sell it.
Y'all selling your house?
They ended up building two ginormous buildings around his place, and eventually he caved and sold the property for $4 million. Okay. I guess it was a good thing he held out because now he's $1 million richer.
Right.
Also, his house looked pretty run down before, so it probably needed a little TLC from some developers.
That's a whole extra million. What you doing with that $4 million
we have Mary Cook's home. This home reminds me of the home from Stuart
Of course, getting a new house, maybe.
It could have inspired it. Mary Cook's home was once a small home in an up-and-coming neighborhood, the Upper West Side of New York. Yeah, boy, was it ever up and coming. Anyways, by 1915, the neighborhood was changing, and the once private homes around Mary's home were now being demolished in replacement of big buildings. Mary was approached by a developer to sell her home, but she declined. So up went two giant buildings on either side of her house, and her house was squeezed in between them. The house is actually quite cool to see now, and after her passing, it was turned into an uptown gallery before it eventually was converted into apartments. In our number 2 spot, we have Mrs. Liang of China. This is another crazy story that I can't believe is real. Quite frankly, that is how I feel about all of these stories.
Right.
So, yeah. This woman, Miss Liang, absolutely refused to sell her home to some developers because she was going to be moved to a house beside a morgue. Understandable. Oh my gosh, I would not want to live next to a morgue. Like with graveyards, I would feel like I have to hold my breath all the time. Anyways, the developers ended up building a legit highway around her home, and now her home has become a tourist attraction. Which honestly, if I were her, I would milk that, charge a little fee, and then use that money to buy another house and keep that one going as a forever tourist attraction.
Not at all. Not at all.
Today we have Edith Macefield. Edith's story is a tale that is quite beloved around the world. It is a tale that inspired the popular Disney movie Up, which I surprisingly have never seen, and I almost feel ashamed to say that because it looks so cute.
It's based on a lady.
Everyone said that it was sad, and so I was actually sad at the time, so I had no room to be more sad. Anyways, the developers of that area wanted to build a shopping mall, but Edith refused to sell. They even offered her $1 million for it, and she wouldn't budge. This was long before 2009 when the Disney movie came out, and back then, kiddies, that was a lot of money for a small home like that. Anyways, they ended up building the mall around her house. Gotta love a sweet old fiery lady committed to what she wants. Alright, well that was fun. I do enjoy spirited people who stand their ground when it comes.
If the house is still there. I'm gonna look that up after we're done here. I really wonder if her house is still there in between that little nook of the shopping mall, because girl, what $1 million back then was worth so much more than it is now. So you had possibilities. Could have built yourself a nicer house. I mean, but you know, some people are proud of like their house because, you know, they work so hard to earn the money themselves to build the house, and you know, it could be that's stopping them from buying it, you know, and the memories that they had in the house. So I totally understand, you know, some people, they just can't let go of those kinds of things. So more power to all of these people that didn't want to sell their house, their land. Let me know in the comments down below if you would have sold your house and how much they would have had to offer for you to sell your house. Make sure again that you give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video for me, and then subscribe down below and hit that post notification bell so you'll not miss any of my future uploads. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, y'all, peace out.